With a little skill and guidance, anything is possible at a clinic to give old clothes a new lease of life and counter the culture of buying too much too often.
It's extending the life of clothes, and by that you're reducing landfill, you're reducing waste. And it's making an active stand against just going out and buying on an impulse because you want to wear something tonight.
Fashion is big business in Britain and around the world. The availability of fast, cheap fashion with a short shelf life to reflect the latest trends has transformed the industry, but it's also come at a cost. Globally, the UN says the industry is responsible for more carbon emissions than aviation and maritime shipping combined. A recent report found that here in the UK, we buy more clothes per person than anywhere else in Europe. Some things are worn just once and then thrown away. And while there are increasing efforts to ensure that garments don't end up in landfill, global consumption of clothing is increasing. So much so that consumption is predicted to rise by 63% by 2030. At a warehouse in London, though, they're trying to turn the tide, with donated clothing being sorted to sell in a growing second-hand market.
We're still collecting the same amount of clothing that we've always collected. That actually hasn't increased. But what we are seeing a change in is the amount of clothing that we're selling. So over the last 5 years, our sales of second-hand clothing within our shops has increased by 40%.
It may, though, be down to the next generation of designers to make the difference. Graduates at the London College of Fashion showcase their work using sustainable materials. What happens here often ends up being replicated elsewhere.
So it's about really kind of valuing everything that goes into it. You know, all of these precious resources, whether it's cotton, whether it's wool, or whether even it's a synthetic, use natural resources, and we need to put a true cost on those.
Campaigners want clothing like this that's made to last. Until that message gets through, the environment and the workers making this week's must-have item for low wages will continue to pay the price. Emma Hayward, Al Jazeera in London.